it's better than friends, don't at me. Hello all my lovely Keiths, my name is Patrick and welcome to Fun with First Names, where each week we look into the meaning, origin and some extra fun facts behind one specific first name. And this week we're looking into the first name of Lilith. And before we get into that name, just a reminder that we're aiming for 500 Instagram followers before the end of September. And last time I checked, we're on 497. We may very well be there by the time this video actually goes live, but we aren't. Please, please, please go follow on there. We're so close to that goal. We can do it. Just 3 more people at the time of recording this need to follow me on Instagram. And we're there so quickly. Amazing. Thank you all so much. But anyway, on with today's name of Lilith, and there are many spelling variations of this name, but 3 of them, these are just 3 of them, include Lilithe, so that's just an E added to the end. This one is Lilythe, so that's an extra Y and an E thrown in there. And this one is Lylyth, so that's just a load of extra Y thrown in there for good measure. Nicknames of Lilith include the likes of just Lil, and of course Lily, and of course Lily is a name unto itself as well. Now this is a name I probably should have done in about a month's time or so, because it's really actually quite a spooky, scary name, so it would have been really good to do it at Halloween. This is a name of Hebrew origin, but actually dates back earlier to the Akkadian language. This is an extinct East Semitic language, according to Wikipedia anyway, which was used all across Mesopotamia. One empire that used this language was the Assyrian Empire, and this is where the name Lilith comes from. It comes from their name of Lilitu, which is thought to mean either simply of the night, or more spooky things like ghosts or even night monster. And then this transformed into the Hebrew name of Lilith, and this too is thought to have all kinds of spooky meanings as well. The baby name book I used for my preliminary research has it meaning all kinds of things, like some of them include storm goddess, screech owl, and even night monster. Like, this isn't a pleasant name to have, that's for sure. But why did people need to have a name with such spooky, scary meaning anyway? Well, initially this was a name given to some kind of demon in ancient Assyrian mythology. However, in Jewish folklore, Lilith was the name given to Adam's first wife. The Jewish folklore explains that this Lilith was supposedly made out of the same soil Adam was made out of, as opposed to being made out of one of Adam's ribs like Eve is. However, Adam rejected Lilith as his wife, and the reason behind this is because Lilith wanted to be equal to Adam. She thought they deserved to be equal because they were both made from the same soil. However, Adam wasn't cool with this. He wanted Lilith to be both metaphorically and quite literally below him. And from this rejection, the story has it that Lilith, enraged that she couldn't be equal to Adam, she turned into a demon and flew off into the sky. There's a lot to take in from this story, like the fact a woman was literally demonized for wanting to be equal to a man. But that's something you guys can mull over for yourselves and in the comments. I'm sure we'll have a nice civil conversation about that, won't we now, team? Though this video is just about names, and this explains to us why we have the name Lilith and why it has such spooky, scary meanings. And it seems that because of this meaning, Lilith isn't the most popular name, but in the US it's more popular than I presumed it would be. It's the 403rd most popular name in the US, so in the top 1,000 still, that's no bad feat. While here in the UK it's not as popular, it's the 811th most popular name here, so yes, definitely more popular in the US than here in the UK, that's for sure. And for me, when I think of the name Lilith, one in particular comes to mind, and that's the Lilith Sterling from Frasier, or Lilith Crane, I guess she would have been at some point. She's in Cheers and Frasier, and I adore Frasier. It's better than Friends, don't at me. But I haven't actually watched Cheers myself, but huge fan of Frasier, so that's why I thought about this name, Lilith. Lilith, his ex-wife in that, and it explains to you why she was given that name, because she is always presented as this really scary, demonic character. They lighten her up a little bit during Frasier, but to begin with, she's supposed to be this terrifying creature, and that's why they gave her this name. Clearly, it was some very smart naming on their behalf to give her this name. And I was even able to find a wrestler with the name Lilith. This is Lilith Grimm. She's an independent wrestler, and it makes sense that a wrestler would have this name. Wrestlers normally like the macabre and spooky, so it just makes all the sense in the world. Her name Lilith Grimm. That's 2 spooky names wrapped into one. But anyway, that's just about everything you guys need to know about the name Lilith. But what are your thoughts on this name? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Do you know anyone with the name Lilith? Are you called Lilith yourself? Let me know down in the comments. And of course, I just want to share some of the thoughts you guys had on last week's name of Keith. Rachel Lazenby said, I had a great uncle called Keith that fell off a power station cooling tower and survived only to later die from falling down a mine shaft a few years later and getting stuck under the lift. Gruesome, but not a boring way to go at least. Wow, so yeah, that very much is an exciting Keith. Even in death, that's exciting. Really sorry to hear about your great uncle, by the way. That's an awful way to go. Tone720 said, Keith is also Randy Orton's middle name for another wrestling connection. Randall Orton Keith. How did I forget that? Of course, Randy Orton's middle name is Keith. Randall Keith, Randall Keith, Randall Keith. Right, no more singing this time. And Mentally Will said, Keith is my dad's name. My friend swears that when he first met my dad, he successfully guessed that his name was Keith, just by the very dull and disconnected way he carried himself. My friend could have been lying, of course, but knowing my dad, I believe it. So I love this. This is all about that connotation Keith has about being a boring, dry, dull middle name. And you guys have shared some other stories about dull Keiths you know. But I just really like this one for sure. You can just guess. I can see this boring old man. He must be called Keith. I'm sure your dad's not boring by any means, Mentally Will. But thank you so much for sharing the fun story. Next week, we'll be looking to a name starting with the letter M, and what name that will be exactly will be chosen on a poll exclusively for my patrons to vote on. So if you enjoy Name Explain, want to help support the channel, and have a say in what names get explained in the future, then please do consider donating on Patreon. It just takes $1 a month to have a say in what names get explained, to get ad-free videos, all kinds of extra good stuff like that, and it helps the channel in a huge way. Literally, this wouldn't be possible without Patreon, in all honesty. Thank you so much to everyone who does support on Patreon. Anyway, I'm rambling on. Let's wrap things up for now, guys. You can find me on Instagram, NameExplainYT, on Twitter, NameExplainYT, and on Facebook, please just search Name Explain. And don't forget about Instagram, 500 followers. We're so gosh darn close. Okay, guys, take care.